And then Ashley, I'm gonna make you a co-host just in case something happens, or if you see anyone pop into the waiting room, you can go ahead and let them in. If I'm like doing stuff on my screen, that'd be really helpful. All right, so
Sounds good.
welcome everybody. We are here for SLS 1501. My name is Dr. Stacy Mellorette, and I am the instructor. And as you can probably tell, Ashley Diaz, who's also on the call, is serving as one of the graduate teaching assistants in this class. We have two graduate teaching assistants. Isabel Candelas is going to be the other one. So you will see things graded mostly by Ms. Diaz, Ms. Candelas, but also me as well. But feel free to message me with any questions that you all may have about the course or either of them as well. And you can find all of them and my email on the front page of Canvas, or you can message through the Canvas inbox feature. All right, and so I believe most of you are probably in my class, but if you were in Dr. Winston's class, I know that she shared this meeting as well. Dr. Winston and I have the exact same syllabus and course, and so we kind of work together hand in hand on this course together. So whatever I say for my class, most likely will work for Dr. Winston's class as well. All right, so what I'm going to do today is go over what the course is all about, go over the syllabus, go over the assignments and the structure of the class and how it's going to work, and also talk about Yellow Dig, which is our discussion, attendance and participation platform that we will go through for this asynchronous course. So what asynchronous means is that this is a web course that you can do 24/7 any time of day. I will be offering these Zoom sessions about once a week to go over the lessons that are being taught in the different modules, so the different chapters that you will be assigned throughout this semester, and also give you a time to ask me any questions that you may have about the class. And all of those will be sent out in announcements of when these different lessons are. These are all optional, and they will all be recorded and published on Canvas as well. So if you have to refer back to any of them, you can do so at your own leisure. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and start going through the class. If you have any questions, feel free to unmute yourself or put it in the chat. And Ashley, if I ever miss any that are in the chat because I'm sharing my screen and I have a little too much going on my computer, if you could let me know, I'd appreciate it. All right. Okay, so this is the front page of SLS 1501. As you can see, the first thing that you're going to do is go to the Get Starting module. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that with you and kind of briefly show you the nuts and bolts of the course and then get into some other more specific things. Okay, so this module is really going to talk about the technology requirements, how to utilize Canvas, and how to make sure that you know how Canvas works. And so through all of these modules, you're just going to hit next through every page. This is going to be required for you to be able to view some assignments. So some assignments have a requirement that you go through the module before you're able to access that assignment. So if you ever go to an assignment and it's not accessible to you, or if it's grayed out, you're not able to do it, it's most likely because you haven't gone through the module up into that assignment. And that module is to help you learn about the material that you are going to be assessed on in the assignment quiz. Okay, so this is a asynchronous course, totally web-based. There are some technology requirements. You do need access to the internet and a computer. Talks about how to set up your profile picture, how to get started with Canvas. There is an app that is available on Canvas as well. Talks about how to know what's coming up as far as your to-do list. This is something that all students are going to fill out regardless if you have an accommodation with Student Accessibility Services. This is for you to fill out just to let me know that you understand that if you do have accommodations, you do need to work through Student Accessibility Services to let me know what those accommodations are. Okay, there are several of these videos embedded throughout the different modules to help teach you with whatever, is on that page, whether it's, teaching you about the final exam, or in this case, this is an introduction to what SLS is all about. I always recommend that you watch these videos because it's going to give you some different insights than just reading on the page, to learn more about what is necessary on that page. Okay, even though this is a online course, there is work that has to be done. It takes about 44 hours total for the semester to do, um, all the modules and go through all of the different lessons. So I recommend that you carve out about 3 hours a week to work on SLS 1501. Okay, a lot of students think because it's an online course that you might have an easier time on it, but you will be working just like if you were in a regular face-to-face class. So I want to make sure that you know that from the start. If you ever need to meet with me, you can set up a appointment on my Calendly link. This goes to a website here where you're going to be able to set up a 30-minute meeting with me, and you'll be able to see um, my schedule and your schedule and be able to choose a time that works for both of us. Okay, so for example, tomorrow on the 22nd, I am not free before 9 a.m. or between 10:30 and 12:30. So you would just click on whatever time works for you. I will follow up with a Zoom link for that meeting. Okay. You can go through the student learning outcomes for the class. This class is all about making sure that you're going to be successful in college, learning about time management, how to do research papers, how to organize your time, how to be a healthier individual, learning resources on campus, things like that. This is the Zoom lesson schedule that I mentioned about on the homepage. There's another link to this. You can see that today is the class intro meeting. On Friday next week at 6:30, I'm going to be teaching chapter 1. You're going to be reading chapter 1 through the module. The entire textbook is embedded in the module. There is no textbook cost to you. It is on different pages throughout the module to teach you about whatever that chapter subject area is. And then usually a day or so before your chapter quiz, I will do a lesson on Zoom where I'm going to teach you all about chapter 1. Like I said, I record it so you can refer back to it for purposes of the midterm and if you want to watch it before you take your quiz. I'm going to do them at various days and times throughout the week, so that it can fit with everyone's schedule. If I always did it at Wednesdays at 5 and you have a Wednesday at 5 class, I want to be fair to you. So I try to mix up the different lessons so that everyone can take advantage of it. Okay. And like I said, go ahead and put anything in the chat if you ever have a question throughout any of these. And I'll be publishing when those are throughout the semester. Okay, some course expectations. Oh, I already found my first typo. I copied this over for summer B. It's still good to, okay, go ahead and edit here while I'm here. How do you make a yellow day count? Good question. I'm going to get into yellow day in just a minute. But I like, Nina, that you're already thinking about this. All right, so even though this is a fall semester class, it's still going to go by quickly. The semester ends the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, and then finals happen starting the Monday after Thanksgiving. So it's like Thanksgiving, like boom, it's finals. So I want to make sure that you're ready for that. Okay, keep up with the weekly readings and assignments. It's really easy to fall behind in online classes if you're not diligent and putting things on your calendar. And I'm going to show you the calendar and how things are kind of set up so that you can know how to adjust your schedule accordingly. Okay. If you need help with anything technical, like you can't log into your web courses, things like that, Nights Online, this link here is great. They offer support for students through Tech Commons. Okay, so web courses that UCF support, this is that website. You can click on here and go straight there. Okay, this widget here is an example of some games and activities you're going to see throughout the course. Okay, so this is just like a little practice, right? The UCF Creed is something that we all abide by. This is a little matching game. So what you're going to do is just try to match which one of these. I'm just going to kind of go through it and practice here. Once you try the matching, you're going to press finish, and it's going to say, "Oh, you only got 20%, right?" And then you have unlimited attempts on all these widgets. So you practice, you play again. You can keep on going until you get 100%. These are going to go straight into the grade book as grades. One thing to note is all of these are embedded. You want to try to keep it within Canvas so that it knows it's you who's doing the widget, and you can, you're logged in with your NID profile. All right. If you ever have an issue, please communicate with me. If you have a family emergency, if you have something going on in your life, it is much better for you to communicate with me sooner in the semester rather than later. I've had students in the past who have come to me during finals week and say, "Oh, back in September, this happened. Can I get an extension on all these assignments?" And I was like, you really need to tell me when things happen so that I can help you through. It's kind of late if you wait till finals week and ask for an extension from things that happened in September. So please communicate with me. Student Care Services is also a great resource if you need extra support with faculty members, so that we can make sure that you're successful. Okay. Okay, here's a lot of different components of a syllabus that's required to put in all UCF syllabi: academic integrity, making sure that you don't cheat. No AI is allowed within SLS 1501 courses, so that's important to note. And we do use Turnitin.com and other resources to help us with spotting plagiarism. Okay. And so you can read all of those at your leisure. Okay, so the OpenStax textbook, like I said, is embedded in all the modules, but this link also gives you the entire textbook in one link if you're interested in downloading that entire book and just maybe having it as a favorite in your bookmarks. Okay, so I am going to talk about Yellow Dig now, which is Nina mentioned earlier. So Yellow Dig is a platform that allows you all to interact kind of like a social media account with each other. You all will post discussions, you'll respond to people's posts, you can like, different people's posts, you can create polls or post videos. It's to replicate what a natural conversation may happen in class if you were in a face-to-face class, right? So you might even be in class and have a question about, how do I get involved with clubs on campus, right? So someone could post that, be like, "Does anyone know how to access Night Connect?" And someone might be like, "Oh yeah, this is how you do it." So as a way to replicate natural discussion about UCF that would happen in a face-to-face classes. We could also, say things like, "I really learned a lot about the Cornell method for taking notes in class. What are your favorite note-taking methods?" So it's a way for you to discuss about the textbook as well. So it's just a more fun and interactive way than a traditional discussion board, which you may have had in other online classes, to get you to get to know each other a little bit better. Okay, so what you're going to do is to access Yellow Dig, there's all sorts of resources here. And I'm going to go over how grading works, and then we're going to go to Yellow Dig. And if you have your computers in front of you, I would love for you to do it along with me so that you can get set up as well. Okay, so Yellow Dig, the attendance and participation part of the grade, is worth 10%. So it's worth 1,000. So out of 1,000 points, it's going to be worth 100 points. Okay, so there are 13 earning periods for Yellow Dig. Okay, weeks 1 and 2 are combined, and we do that because it's add drop. And I want to make sure if someone started the class on Friday, that they have an equal amount of time to participate like everyone else. So the goal is to earn 1,000 Yellow Dig points every week. Okay, so by the end of the 13 grading periods, you've earned 13,000 points. So that's at the end of the 14 weeks. Cool thing about Yellow Dig is that it allows you to earn extra credit every week. So you can earn up to 1,350 points for Yellow Dig in a single week, even though your goal is 1,000. You earn points by creating posts, responding to posts. You even get points if people like your posts, right? So it's a way to interact with each other. So these are all the different ways that you can earn points. Okay, you should participate a couple times a week to really get the most points as possible. Every Friday at 11:59 is the deadline for that week. Okay, on Saturday at midnight, it's going to reset for the next grading period. Every semester, I have students who, ask me questions about this. So let's say you got all your points in 1 week. On Yellow Dig, it's going to say you have 100%. In Canvas, your grade's going to drop because you haven't met 13,000 points yet. So just don't despair. It will come up in Canvas. It just, you haven't gotten the 13,000 yet to get 100% in Canvas, if that makes sense, because you only have 1,000 out of the 13,000 so far after the first week. It will catch up. But in Canvas, it's going to show that you have a low grade. But all you have to do is in Yellow Dig, see your points, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So I don't want you to feel anxious about that. And I'm going to send everyone an email that really defines all of this. All right, if you ever see a post that's inappropriate, I've never seen this happen because usually when it's for a grade, people want to do good posts. You can flag a post and let me know about it. Okay. So I and the GTAs will also participate in Yellow Dig and respond, and we can even give what's called accolades, which is like extra credit if you have a really good post. Okay, so I am going to open up Yellow Dig. It's on the left-hand side of your course, and you'll see the title. That's SLS 1501. We already have one person who already posted, right? So, and they just started making some introductions. Okay, so I love that Quinn gave you some advice because he took a class with Yellow Dig this summer. And he said, when creating commenting, try to reach all 1350 points available, right? Because that's the extra credit. By doing this, you can save yourself the stress of getting a bad grade if you miss a week. So the nice thing is, if you make 1350 points, 10 weeks in a row, you've made your 13,000 points, right? You don't have to worry about if you have a week or two that you fall off the boat and can't get all your points in. So I'm going to actually give him an accolade for doing this. So I'm going to say great share. Okay, so he's going to get some extra credit for that. Okay, some other posts here, and then I'd love for you to respond to each other. So it should, if you click on Yellow Dig in Canvas, it should connect to this class. I'm already in, and so it looks different on my end since I'm the instructor. But you should be able to automatically get into Yellow Dig, see this course, and log in with your UCF credentials. Has anyone on this Zoom call already done that successfully? Trying to see if anyone here. So Quinn's not here, Jasmine, Ava. Looks like Ava, you were able to get in, okay. I would love if you all shared with the other people on the Zoom call if troubleshooting how you all were able to create an account.
I know that for me, it had asked me to verify my email and then I was able to go into it, but I did have to back out and then click it and then it sent me straight to the class.
Okay, so you opened up your email with or like a confirmation link you had to do on your email?
Correct. It said, we are detecting that this is your UCF email. Would you like to use this? I hit submit. And then after that, it did something a little bit funny. So I just backed out and I went to the Yellow Dig link and then that opened up for me. And I have the same screen as you right now. So everybody
Oh,
else
great.
is doing the same.
Okay, great. Thanks, Ashley. All right, so once you're in, you'll be able to see points earned on the right that I've earned 0 out of 13,000. So I have some catching up to do, right? Okay, Nina, if you can't find the email for Yellow Dig, I wonder.
It should show up on Canvas on the left-hand side. There's a Yellow Dig. It just says Yellow Dig on the left-hand side of your Canvas.
Oh, she's saying she couldn't find the email from Yellow Dig.
Oh, the email.
You might want to check your junk mail too, for UCF to see. And I can stay on with you afterwards, Nina, and I can help you troubleshoot that too. All right. You can click on your participation. Okay, good, Nina. And you can kind of see like all of the statistics you want, right? It's going to have more information that you probably want to know about your percentage of points, your target, all of that. On the right hand side, it has 13 periods. That every period starts on a Saturday. 11/22 is the last date you can earn points, which is right before Thanksgiving, right? The start date was, first day of class. And so next Friday, so a week from Friday, so you have 9 days left to get your first and second week combined 1,000 points. Okay. And then look at all this stuff you can, and then after, all the periods is going to tell you, everything that you've done. Okay. And so we have some great examples here. Okay, so Jasmine's like, I saw a bunch from the summer semester. Yeah, I copied over the summer class and copied all my Yellow Dig posts on there too. So I actually have to take them off and save them as drafts and set and post them along with the appropriate time. Like I had a post on there about the final exam, right? But I'm glad that Jasmine put one out there. And then Ava responded. So yeah, as you will get used to it. And we have lots of people on this course together. So we have, I have 2 sections and this is going to be combined into one platform. So I have, I think it's 25 students in one section, 18 in the other. So we have, 45 or so students who will be participating. All right, so it's just a way for you to communicate with each other in a more fun platform. And like I said, you can, like people's posts. You can flag it if it's inappropriate, hopefully not. You can bookmark it. You can email, or you can mark it as read if you don't want to see it again. All sorts of stuff. Any other questions about Yellow Dig? And as more people post on here, it'll get a little more robust. It's just day 3. All right. Okay, will there ever be something specific for us to post on there, or is it more something for us to post freely on? Good question. So you can, I will be posting things, but you're never required to respond to my posts. Like I might say something like, this week you learned about co-curricular opportunities on campus. What are some clubs or organizations that you're interested in joining? As a prompt, right? So I'm probably going to be a little more academic in my post, or I might say, um, here are some, great time management techniques that we learned about in the chapter this week, and I'd list them. Which one is your favorite, or which one will you try this week? So you don't have to respond to those. Just like in class, you wouldn't have to raise your hand and respond to me when I said that, right? It's going to be very similar. All right. Any other questions? Okay, you're welcome. All right. There are several modules, pretty much one a week for you to focus on. Here are all the different modules for the semester. UCF History and Traditions is the first one, and then it goes to chapter 1 in the book, how to conduct literature reviews. A literature review is a way for you to summarize what other authors have said about a subject that you are focusing on. So you are quoting other people, referencing other people on a subject. So let's say you're doing a literature review on why Greek life is a positive factor for student success, right? You know, teaser alert, spoiler alert, you're going to do a research paper on something to do with student success, right? I give you all sorts of different topics to choose from. You're going to find some peer-reviewed journal articles of what some other smart people have said about the subject, and you're going to write a literature review. So you're reviewing literature that other people have written about the subject that you are interested in. We're going to teach you how to do all of that. We're going to teach you how to avoid plagiarism and how to write an APA format. APA format is a way for you to cite sources. You might be familiar with MLA from high school. APA is the college level one that we are going to use. We talk about learning styles, managing time, reading and note-taking, studying and test-taking, how to plan your academic pathway, so how to plan your schedule and what you're going to major in, things like that. Thinking, how to communicate. You're going to have that research project that I mentioned. So you're going to learn how to do a literature review. You're going to do it, and then you're going to do an online presentation as well. Help you with financial literacy, healthy lifestyles, and planning for your future. So these are all the different modules that you're going to be going through this semester. All of these are hyperlinked, but you'll also be able to go to modules. If you just keep on clicking the next button in every page, it'll go in order. Don't worry about that. Okay. One thing that I think is important with student success is that you get involved on campus or get to see the different resources that UCF has to offer. This is Dr. Winston right here in the middle with Snoop Dogg at a event on campus. So there's Zoom-based, there are pre-recorded sessions, or if you are on campus, face-to-face opportunities, of course, for you to engage in. So you will be engaged with 2 different activities on campus. All sorts of different links here for you to choose from. I want you to go to something. It could be a Zoom event on how to manage anxiety in college courses, right? That campus, that counseling and psychological service may do, for example. And then what did you learn about it, and how will you apply what you learned? That is going to be what you're going to write for your assignment after you do the activity. Okay, go to 2 of those. You can choose whichever 2 you want. Okay, doesn't matter to me. This is the Student Success Research Project. you know how I said how we're going to teach you how to do these things and you're actually going to do it? You're going to do some online modules on how to do a literature review, how to cite sources. Research check is where you're going to actually tell me what subject area in student success you're going to focus on in your paper. It could be involvement, healthy lifestyles. It could be managing your time. It could be how procrastination is a deterrent to student success, how alcohol or drugs may be a deterrent to student success, why, going to campus activities or being involved in a club helps with student success. It doesn't really matter to me. I just want you to study something with student success. You're going to do kind of an annotated bibliography. For these research summary worksheets where you're going to find the articles and tell me what those articles are about. Then you're going to write the paper. They teach you how to do good presentations. And then you're actually going to do an online presentation where you have a voiceover PowerPoint or a voiceover PDF poster where you're explaining to me what your paper was all about. Okay. Then we even have something called an Audience Choice Award where you get to pick the best presentations, and first, second, and third place get like really good extra credit. Okay, so this is another component in this class. Don't worry, I have videos and explanations for all of these. I'm just trying to give you a quick overview of what this course is all about. Yes, Rosa, I think it's pretty fun too. All right, and everything's hyperlinked and explained here. Okay, we do have 2 exams in this class and then 2 reviews for those exams. The exams are 100 points each, so both are 10% of your grade. We have a midterm and a final. The midterm covers the first half of class and the final covers the second half of class. Okay, these are online exams that are open book and open notes. They are not open internet or open friends. Make sure you know that. You have about 90 minutes unless you have special accommodations to take the exam. And they're open for 48 hours. You can start it at any point in that 48-hour period. Okay. All right. This activity here is one of the first ones that are due. This academic activity is another what's called a widget. You'll just kind of, yeah, so the final exams are timed. You do have a certain amount of time for it, unless you have extra accommodations. Okay. So for example, you've learned about all this stuff already if you looked at the syllabus and things like that. You'd be like, okay, so the Student Success Showcase page, that's part of the Student Success Research Project, right? So you're going to kind of drag and drop that. Chapter reading, those are in the modules, right? 13 earning periods, that's yellow dig, right? 13,000 points, that's yellow dig. Exams, we have a midterm, right? Oh, final exam, that's an exam. You're going to drag and drop these things, right? So this is just another example of a widget that will help assess what you should have learned in the module. Okay. And like I said, if you just keep on pressing next, you're going to go to the next thing. We also want you to learn about careers through this course. And so you're going to learn about some co-curricular activities that might be of interest to you here at UCF. These are clubs and organizations, study abroad, undergrad research, things like that. So I'm going to have you do a plan of how you're going to get involved. And then you're going to work on your resume. You're going to watch a resume writing workshop and then actually do a resume for a grade. Okay. The next kind of big thing in this class is the academic plan project. We're going to have you learn more about the general education program and your degree requirements. We're going to have some quizzes on that, assessing if you know what you're required to do for those degree programs. You're going to build a 4-year plan of what you're going to take the next 4 years. If you're a transfer student or already have courses, you're going to say what you have credit for and then what you're taking in the future. And then if you meet with an academic advisor, which I'm sure Ashley would love for you to do, she is an academic advisor at Daytona State, working on her master's here. you get extra credit if you go see an advisor and get verification that you win. Okay, and that's it for kind of the preview of the class. UCF history is the first kind of module that you will learn about prior to chapter 1. I did want to share with you the calendar. So as you can see, we have some yellow dig participation notices of when that's due. Whenever I have one of those Zoom sessions, it will be on the calendar as well, even though it's optional. And your UCF history and tradition quiz is your first kind of big assignment. You have that little academic activity I just showed you with the drag and drop. That's due on Friday, but next week is when you have your first history quiz. Now, in September, you're going to see big blocks of things that are due. Okay, so basically every module, all assignments will be due on one day for that module. Some of them will be really little ones, like the drag and drop assignment. Some are going to be a little bit bigger, right? So in every module, you will have your yellow dig requirement. You're going to learn about that subject area. You're going to have some little games and activities throughout. You're going to have an assignment or two. And then you're going to have a chapter quiz, which is self-graded, multiple choice for the most part. So every module, like chapter 1, you're going to have learning about that subject area, some games and activities, an assignment, and then the quiz. Okay, so you can see they're kind of blocked out. I would recommend not waiting till Friday to do all of these. Okay, I would space it out. But if you just go from month to month, you can kind of see how they're all going to be blocked together. You will have usually one module a week, but sometimes, I change the days a little bit. For example, midterm, I didn't have any modules due that week because I want you to focus on the midterm, right? So that's why it, changed the date a little bit. Over here on calendar, you can choose which classes you want viewable. You can click and unclick so that you can only see the classes that you're interested in. So I want to make sure that you know how to work the calendar. And these are also hyperlinked. They can go straight to the assignment. Okay, so this is one of those little widgets that you're going to put the Pomodoro technique in order in this game. All right, I'm going to show you, I have 2 different links for the syllabus. One, which is a little more detailed than the other. This syllabus talks a little bit about the grading scale. This is a plus minus grading scale. And then the course summary has all the assignments in order. This is all hyperlinked as well and when they're due. So this is just a different way to look at it than the regular calendar that I was just showing you, because some people like it this way, some people like the other way. You want to make sure you have both of those. Okay, so these are all the assignments for the semester. The simple syllabus is a new thing that they just started this semester. And this has a lot of the other information, like I showed in that getting started module about the learning outcomes. Here's the link to the online textbook, all the different assignments and, different, how Yellow Dig works, all the modules. And then all the assignments are written out in a little more description here instead of the other syllabus where it's just hyperlinked. All right, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and see if you all have any questions for me about the class or something you want me to go over in more detail. And feel free to put a question in the chat, or you can unmute yourself. Hopefully this was helpful and that you got a little more clarity. Yep, Nina, I'll help you with your Yellow Dig account after. Just make sure to stay on here and I'll stop recording before we do that. Okay, any other questions? Okay, so Sam is asking, meetings are not mandatory attendance, so I'll have a meeting once a week where I go over the chapter. It's totally optional. I just do it to help benefit you all if you wanted to ask me questions live. Most asynchronous classes don't offer that, but I know that I always appreciated it. If I could learn from someone, like a human, instead of it just being all online. So they will all be recorded that you can watch them later if you can't attend. The textbook is required, but it is free. So the textbook, it's an OpenStax textbook, and in the modules, there's different pages that have all the textbook pages in it. So you don't need to buy anything extra. The textbook is embedded within every module. You're welcome. Any other questions? All right. Well, if you don't have any other questions, feel free to hop off, and I hope I get to see you at a future Zoom event. Have a great day, everybody. And stay back if you have any individual questions, and I'm going to go ahead and stop recording. You too.